I'm Annette Economides from MoneySmartFamily.com, and today we're going to show you how to make warm and creamy split pea soup. Oh boy, is that delicious. So the first place to start when making a pot of split pea soup with ham is the bones and the broth. And so I've got a ham bone left over from Christmas and it's going in the pot. And then I am using some of our turkey bones from our turkey carcass at Thanksgiving, and I am putting them in here to make some of the chicken broth. I'm not using the whole carcass because it was gigantic. And you can choose to use chicken. It doesn't have to be turkey, but it's helpful to have another flavor besides just the ham. And I am going to add a few bay leaves because that's part of the recipe. There'll be other spices we'll talk about in a little bit. And I'm going to bring this to a boil and boil it for 1 hour. And that's the start. It's time to put the soup together. So I'm going to take out the final ham bone. I've already taken out the turkey bones. Like I said, you can use chicken. And I'm going to add the ingredients now. I had a very large onion. The recipe says 2 onions, but my onion was very large. So here it is chopped up and it's going in. This is 4 stalks of celery and that's all ready to go in. And I use the little feathers, the leaves. They make very good broth. So make sure you use all of that. Then the recipe calls for 4 carrots. I think I used 5. This isn't an exact thing like where you're baking a dessert. You can fudge a little bit on soup. So if you like one thing more, put a little bit more in. If you like it less, put a little less in. Okay. Next are the split peas. The recipe says to do 3 cups of split peas. So here are the split peas. If your split peas are old, there's 2 things you could do. One is just add the peas first and not all the vegetables, and after they cook for about an hour, run it through the blender, then add the vegetables. If they're new, they'll be fine. If they're really old and you have a wheat grinder, you can grind the peas into pea flour. And that is another way, if you know your split peas are old, grinding them would also make delicious soup. Okay, now it's time to add the ham, and here's 2 cups of diced ham going into the soup. I've got to add now the spices.
Talk about how long you boiled the soup for, the bones.
The broth was boiled for about an hour.
Okay.
This soup has to be cooked for at least an hour, maybe 2. So it's a great thing to make on a day when you're home or a weekend, and obviously this is going to feed way more than 2 people. I will give my soup away, or I will freeze it in portions, smaller portions.
Okay.
I'm adding 1 teaspoon of peppercorns, and I'm adding ½ teaspoon of allspice, ground allspice. You could put whole ones in there as well.
And now you're going to cook it for...
And now I'm going to cook it for at least an hour, maybe 2. Here is the warm and creamy split pea soup. It's been cooking for 2 hours and it looks absolutely delicious. Perfect.
Thanks for watching our creamy and warm split pea soup recipe. If you're interested in more recipes or money-saving tips, visit MoneySmartFamily.com. We've got thousands of pages to help you save money and make more of your life. And if you like our recipes, please subscribe and watch these playlists next.